Have you ever noticed this totally wild paradox in the garden? You plant a zucchini, and it is arguably the fastest-growing, most productive thing you can put in the dirt. I mean, you can literally almost watch it grow in real time. But then, inexplicably, they are uniquely vulnerable to these devastating pest attacks that can just wipe them out overnight. So, why does such a vigorous, unstoppable plant fall so hard and so fast to tiny insects?
Welcome to Deep Dive Classroom Deep Divers. I'm so thrilled to have you here today. What's truly fascinating is that when your garden gets hit by intense heat or a drought, like those sweltering 93-degree summer days, your zucchinis actually get stressed out. And when they get stressed, they emit these chemical pheromones right into the air. It basically acts as a biological beacon, broadcasting a signal that says, "Hey, I'm weak. Come take advantage." Today's explainer is all about identifying the top 3 culprits who answer that call and exactly how we can defeat them.
Now, I want to give you the bottom line right up front. So if you remember nothing else today, lock this in. By manipulating the timing of your planting and the scent of your plants, you can protect your harvest without relying on harsh chemicals. Seriously, you don't have to be at the mercy of the bugs if you just understand their life cycles and outsmart them.
All right, let's take a quick look at the syllabus for today's explainer. We'll cover 1. The zucchini pest problem, 2. Stopping the squash bug, 3. Beating squash vine borers, 4. Outsmarting the cucumber beetle, 5. Practical pest control strategies, and finally, 6. Key takeaways for gardeners.
Section 1. The zucchini pest problem, thick leaves and specific enemies. Squash plants actually have these rugged, prickly leaves that do a great job deterring generic garden bugs, but that leathery defense leaves the door wide open for highly specialized attackers.
Moving right into Section 2, stopping the squash bug, the sapsucker. So our first major enemy here is the squash bug, which usually arrives around late June to absolutely crash your summer garden party. Think of them as gigantic, sap-sucking aphids that drain the vital nutrients straight out of those tough leaves. Now, there is a massive misconception out there that squash bugs are just stink bugs or box elder bugs. They look almost identical, sure, but behaviorally, completely different. Squash bugs are a highly specific pest that use squash plants as their exclusive host. They aren't just wandering through the neighborhood, they are looking specifically for your zucchini.
And that brings us to the math of the problem. 30. That's the number of eggs a single female squash bug can lay in just one cycle. They mate, do a little dance on the leaf, and then deposit these very distinct clusters of bright orange eggs right on the undersides of the leaves. Now, 30 eggs might not sound like a world-ending number, but multiply that by just a few bugs across a few plants, and boom, your small problem becomes an absolute infestation overnight.
This brilliantly illustrates our very first major defense strategy, the planting window. Squash bugs peak right between late June and mid-July. So if you intentionally skip this danger zone by doing a secondary fall planting, you completely bypass the reproduction window. By the time your fall zucchinis are growing, the summer heat is broken, the bugs have either gone dormant or died off, and your plants can thrive completely undisturbed. It's a real game changer.
Section 3. Beating squash vine borers, the inside threat.
Now, this is the insidious inside threat that actually causes the most fatal damage to your crop. A lot of gardeners see those orange squash bug eggs we just talked about and mistakenly call them vine borers. But here's the thing. Vine borers aren't bugs or beetles at all. They're actually the larvae of a reddish-black moth. This moth flies around under the cover of night, laying its eggs right at the soil line at the very base of your plant. And when they hatch, the larvae bore directly into the stem.
So the absolutely crucial point here is learning how to diagnose this hidden attacker before it's too late. If your zucchini plant is mysteriously wilting during the heat of the day but miraculously perking back up at night, that's symptom number 1. Symptom 2 is orange frass, which is essentially insect waste pushed out of a small hole near the soil. The plant will start looking yellow and stunted because hidden inside that stem is a large white grub literally eating the plant's vascular tissue, completely cutting off its water supply.
So how do we beat them? Well, once again, timing is our superpower. The squash vine borer has a surprisingly narrow reproduction window, mostly from mid to late July through late August. If you start a late August or early September fall planting, the moths simply aren't around to lay eggs on your tender new seedlings. You outsmart them by just refusing to play their seasonal game.
All right, on to Section 4, outsmarting the cucumber beetle, the blossom eater.
Unlike the other pests we've covered, the cucumber beetle targets tender, young squash plants and just loves to hide deep inside those vibrant zucchini blossoms. To defeat them, we can use a really brilliant organic technique called a trap crop.
You see, cucumber beetles are driven by an irresistible attraction to a specific chemical found in the cucurbit plant family. By planting a sacrificial crop of cucumbers about 30 to 40 feet away from your zucchinis, you offer them a buffet that is much richer in the exact chemical they crave. They migrate over to the cucumbers and largely leave your zucchini blossoms alone. You don't even harvest those trapped cucumbers. Their only job is to be an irresistible distraction.
Which brings us to Section 5, Practical Pest Control Strategies, Fighting Back Organically.
But what if you absolutely must grow a summer crop, right in the middle of peak bug season? Well, remember at the beginning of the class when we talked about heat-stressed plants giving off that beacon scent? Here is how you jam that signal. You can literally create a chemical mask. Take 5 to 10 drops of peppermint oil and 5 to 10 drops of lemongrass oil. Mix that with a few drops of dish soap and a gallon of water. You can spray this directly onto the plants or even soak cotton balls in the oils and place them near the base of the plant. The intense aroma of the peppermint and lemongrass effectively masks those stress pheromones, confusing the bugs so they simply cannot find their host.
Now, a massive warning for my deep divers here. Whether you're using essential oils or applying an organic control spray like BT or spinosad to deal with an active infestation, never spray your plants in the heat of the day. A wet leaf in 93-degree sun will physically fry the plant. But more importantly, you absolutely must spray organic controls in the evening so the liquid has time to dry overnight. Wet sprays can really harm our vital pollinators like honeybees who show up at the blossoms in the morning. Once the spray dries overnight, it stays effective against the pests, but is totally harmless to those daytime bees.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, Key Takeaways for Gardeners. Let's quickly recap the strongest lessons from today's explainer. First, you have got to differentiate your pests to fight them effectively. Squash bugs suck the leaves, borers destroy the stems from the inside, and beetles hide in the flowers. Second, if you use organic sprays like BT or spinosad, only apply them at night to protect our bees. Third, leverage the incredible power of scent by using peppermint and lemongrass oil to mask the pheromones of stressed plants. And finally, the ultimate cheat code. Plant a fall crop to entirely bypass those pest reproduction windows. That puts you right back in control.
So, I want to leave you with this final thought. Will you try a secondary fall planting this year to outsmart the bugs completely? I highly encourage you to take this knowledge and apply it right in your own soil. If you have any garden questions, drop them in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss a deep dive. Also, if you want to support the classroom, check out our official merchandise in the Fourth Wall shop. Get out there, outsmart those bugs, and protect that harvest. I'll see you in the next one.